Hello, everybody. Hi, I'm Divya. I'm a physical therapist at Medical Support Services. I'll give people a couple minutes to get on. Let's see. Um, okay. Let's see. Just making sure everything works okay. This is my first time going live. Okay. All right. So for today, I'm going to be talking about household items that can be used to help work on gross motor activity with your kiddos at home. Because I know a lot of people are at home right now, a lot of you are doing therapy at home right now, and you're probably thinking to yourself, well, what items can I use that I already have? Or what kind of items are pretty inexpensive that I could go out and get to help support my kiddos' activities, gross motor activities. So some of the things that I've used with some of my patients already and that the PT department has brainstormed are stuff that can be used for strengthening, balance, visual motor, and attention, and obstacle courses. Those are kind of the big areas that we work on in therapy. So some typical items that you can use for strengthening, if you have a step stool, a little step stool that kiddos go to in order to brush their teeth, or that two-tier step stool that you guys have at home, that can be used to do step ups, to work on squatting, which would all work on strengthening of the legs. Sock ankle weights, so homemade ankle weights can be used. We'll actually later work on making one of these so that you know how easy it is to create some of these items for yourselves. If you have a laundry basket at home, that can be used, and you can throw things inside the laundry basket, and the laundry basket can be pushed, pulled, carried by the kids to work on global strengthening. Soup cans can be used as arm weights. They can be used as when you're squatting, when you're doing step ups, when you're doing upper extremity strengthening. If you have a beach towel or a towel at home, kids can play tug of war, which really works on that core strength, global strengthening. For balance training, you can once again use that step stool. Kiddos can stand on it with one foot on top of the step and a staggered stance, and that can work on balance. You can do that while you're playing with a balloon or a ball or drawing on a piece of paper. You can use a rolled up towel that's either taped down or just placed on the floor as a balance beam. You can also use painter's tape that's on the ground or chalk that's drawn outside as a balance beam to work on balance. If you place pillows down, you can have kids walk across the pillows, stand on the pillows to work on their balance. And if you have jump ropes laying around, lay those down to mark a path that can be used once again to follow directions for an obstacle course or to work on their balance. Other things that can be used in the household for visual motor training, so working on that hand-eye coordination, following something in with your eyes while maintaining your balance. You can always use a balloon. Those are the best things. You can work on hitting the ball up and down. You can work on walking while you're hitting the ball. You can stand on a pillow while you're hitting the balloon. The balloon can be used for a lot of things. Kids love the balloon too, so it's a really good motivating tool. Another thing that I've had some kids do is walking around with a spoon and a little action figure on the spoon. So while you're walking around, they're working on focusing on keeping the action figure on the spoon while weaving through an obstacle course or across the homemade balance beam, or just trying to keep their balance standing still, whatever that might be. But those are some more items that can be used around the house. I know obstacle courses are a really good way to get kids to be active around the house. I know us PTs use obstacle courses a lot to work on various activities, whether it's balance or motor planning or strength. So getting outside and using chalk, That's kind of our favorite thing. You can draw a path, draw hopscotch, draw an obstacle course for them to do. Some families have gotten really creative and made board games out of chalk on their driveway. So chalk is super versatile, which is really nice, and a good item to have around the house if you're working on gross motor activities. As therapists, we love to work on crawling and our core strength, so being on our hands and knees, crawling under stuff, over stuff, so crawling over pillows, crawling under coffee tables, kitchen table, putting couch cushions up as a teepee, and crawling under that is a lot that we do as well. Additionally, you can use painter's tape again, once again to mark off a path, make spots for kids to jump to, spots to follow. Once again, oven mitts can be used as spots for them to jump to or walk along. And then you can always have turned over cups that you can use to help navigate through a path. So those are some items that can be used around the house to work on gross motor activity. I have compiled that list for you guys with some of those examples that can be used. And then before we go on to our demonstration of how to make a sock ankle weight, I'll wait and see if we have any questions about anything that I've talked about so far. Let's see. Okay, I don't think we have any questions yet. But so I guess we'll go ahead and move on to what we're gonna, make today. So I'll just show you how pretty easy it is to make a homemade sock ankle weight. Let me tilt the camera. So all you're gonna need is 2 tube socks, 4 rubber bands, because that's what we'll use to tie it off, and some dried beans. Pretty simple, all things that can be found in the store or likely found in your home already. So what you'll do is with your sock, you'll go ahead and start by filling it with a certain amount of beans. You're welcome to weigh this out in a scale if you want to get precise, or kind of just go with whatever feels right. This is probably less than a pound of beans. I have it all in a plastic bag. Go ahead and put the plastic bag into the sock and fill up that sock with those beans. Oops. Lost a couple beans there. Yeah, try not to make a mess. So once that starts filling, once again, you can fill it to your desired weight. You can be more specific and weigh it out. I'm kind of just filling it up with what I have so far. I'm going to let it all fill in. Bottom. There we go. And I didn't make a mess. Okay, so once you have all the beans at the bottom, you go ahead and want to leave a little bit of space so that the beans can go and float around and be big enough to put around your ankle. So I'll usually, if it's a big enough tube sock, kind of tie it off right above where that heel part of the sock happens. And you just tie it with a rubber band. There you go. So once it's tied off, it'll keep the beans from moving out of the bottom of the sock. Then let me get. Then what you can do is go ahead and try to work on fitting it around your ankle or your child's ankle. Once you get it around your ankle, you'll have the top of the sock, the tube part of the sock, and the toes part of the sock. And right there, you'll go ahead and pinch it off again and tie it with another rubber band. And then tie it nice and tight so it doesn't slip when the kiddos are running around or doing their activities. But there we go. Once that's tied off, you've got a nice ankle weight to work on. It'll likely be easier to fit on our kids than on our adult legs, but that's a nice way to measure it out. And this part is easily adjustable. And so there you go, you've got an ankle weight. I can show that one more time. We'll make the second one. Got a bigger bag of beans this time. Same idea, so you'll take a tube sock. Go ahead and fill it up with some beans. So we got it nice and filled with some beans. That was a lot smoother than the bag. So some advice, you can use a cup. And then we'll tie it off with one rubber band right around the heel part of the sock. And then go ahead and measure it around your ankle or your child's ankle. And you want to leave that space down at the toes and then that space up at the top. Use another rubber band to seal it off. And make sure that part's nice and tight. And there you go. You've got 2 ankle weights to work on strengthening, proprioceptive awareness, body awareness with your kids. All right, that's kind of all I have for you guys today. I'll go ahead and stay on if any questions come up regarding PT at home, PT via telehealth, working on gross motor activities with your families. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions. Yeah, okay. Well, if there aren't any questions, I'll be posting the list of items at home that you can use for therapy. And if you have any questions, please always feel free to call us at Medical Support Services. And we'd be happy to answer them or post on the Facebook page. Thank you. Have a good day.